Hola personas en línea, soy Mateo y ella es Andrea. Juntos, nosotros trabajamos ejercicio hoy. Hoy es miércoles en la tarde y nosotros muy emocionada para ejercicio juntos para tú. Necesitas equipo. Tengo negro equipo y marana purple. All right, we're gonna cut the Spanglish there. So we're about to bust out a partner band workout. This is a fun workout that entails 4 different exercise variations, 2 for the upper body, 1 pushing, 1 pulling, and 2 for the lower body. 1 is more of a squat or hip hinge, and 1 is more of a lunge variation. So what's neat about this partner band workout is you're both helping each other get a great workout in, but you're both also executing different tasks. So half of the workout is an isometric workout where you're holding static positions, working on your static strength gains, and then your partner will always be doing, the other person will always be doing a dynamic movement where they're executing repetitions of the actual movement pattern. So we've got a pushing, a pulling, a lunge, and a squat. We're going to start with lower body, and again, you need 2 bands. Each of you need a band. One band needs to be at least a medium-sized band, and the other one, well, we've got 2 different sizes. One's medium, large, one's medium, because we're 2 different people with 2 different strength levels. But if you're using a set of bands, chances are you're going to have 2 different size bands. So whoever's stronger, take the bigger band, and whoever is also strong but not quite as strong, take the lesser band. So, I'm going to start off with a isometric squat on one side, and we'll show you how to interloop these bands so you can work together simultaneously. And the other side, Andrea will be doing the hip thrust to start. I'm going to start with the iso squat. Here's what we do. Andrea's got the black band. I've got the purple band. I'm going to step inside of my band. Andrea's going to loop her band through my band like that. So she's going to straddle her band. And so we're in a position now. I'm doing the isometric squat. Here I come down into the squat. She's going to perform hip pull-throughs or hip thrusts. So go and start to pull throughs. See how she stepped forward far enough to where she's got the right amount of tension. Now this is honestly equally challenging for both components here, both partners. Holding this squat, abducting against the band, and resisting being pulled around by Andrea. She's going to go to 15 reps roughly. Let's get 3 more. All right, now I'm going to get my 15 reps in. So I'm going to step over. She's going to step inside of the black band. I'm going to loop my handles, my band, through her band. She's going to go down into her iso squat. I'm going to step forward till I feel the right amount of tension, so I'm ready to rock and roll. And here we go. So what's fun and challenging about this is while Andrea is holding her isometric squat, she's being challenged in really 3 different ways. She's resisting my band tension from pulling her back and forth. She's resisting the band tension around her legs, which is the abduction effect. And then she's also doing an isometric squat, working against gravity, just like any iso squat. I'm going to get a few more reps, again roughly 15 reps per set. And you could go anywhere from 10 to 20. That'd be a good range for all of these exercises. Awesome. Now we'll come back to those, but we're going to circuit style through these 4 exercises. moving to upper body now. We're gonna go into a partner band row. All right, we're gonna come down to the ground here. So, once again, one partner will be doing an isometric challenge while the other partner busts out the dynamic movement version of the exercise. So, we're going to cross our bands so that we've both got two handles. And on all these exercises, you want to pay attention to how we're interlocking our bands. Feet together. Now we've got a good anchor against each other. This time, Andrea will do the isometric exercise first. So she's going to pull into an isometric row. And now I'm going to start to do my standard band rows. We're both sitting tall. Now, if I wanted to make this a little bit harder, I could have Andrea lean back a little bit more. So lean back a little bit, and that increases the band tension. If I wanted to make it harder yet, I could lean back myself, turning this into an incline row. See how I'm kind of pulling upward in a vertical movement relative to my torso now. Get a few more. And just like any row, I'm focusing on initiating from the scapulas, squeezing my lats, and then also incorporating some biceps in the mix. All right, good. All right, I'm gonna go into my iso row now. Go. Now, a fun part of this partner type of teamwork workout is that your partner's quality of workout is dependent on you being a good anchor for them, or being a good foundation for them. So I'm not just sitting here waiting for my set. I'm actually ensuring that Andrea gets a great set by being her rock, and I'm also getting the other half of my workout. The isometric phase of each exercise is just as important as the movement. Let's get two more. All right, again, that's roughly 15. We know it's between 10 and 20. We're not counting exactly right now for you. But it's always about the mind-muscle connection and quality over quantity. So 10 to 20 is good. We're aiming for the middle. We're gonna hop up. Now we're gonna go back to lower body for our lunge variation. This is a fun lunge variation where we, let's see here. We're going to make these bands a little bit longer. See how I loop these bands together, and they're full length right now. Andrea's got her end, I've got mine. Let's scoot over here so we're still on the camera. Now we're gonna be starting with an adduction lunge. So we're gonna put our outside leg into the band. So we both got the outside leg in the band's pulling inward, forcing us to abduct. I might have said adduct, but we're doing abduction. Feeling it on the outside here. And so I will start by doing the isometric lunge. Got a staggered stance here. We've got a wavy dock too, so if you see us fall over, feel free to laugh, but that's probably why. So I'm gonna come down and hold it. Andrea's gonna do a split squat or a split lunge, where she's descending and ascending right in place. Let's go one more, let's go 10. We'll cut it there for sake of the video. Now Andrea is gonna hold her iso split squat or split lunge, some people call it, while I do my 10 reps. Now this is a double whammy exercise because it's a single-sided exercise. You might call that unilateral, but it's a single-sided exercise. So we've got to do the other leg. Not only that, but we will also do the adduction version of this lunge, which we'll show you next. This is a tough combination. See, again, Andrea's job is to be a good foundation, a good rock, a good partner for me to get a workout in. So she's bracing herself on her thigh to ensure that I get a good set in. All right, woo. The band's pulling in, that hits the outside. What we'll do is give our left leg, or my left, her right leg, a little reprieve by stepping in with the other leg and out with the leg we just used. So now our previous front leg is now the back leg. And we're gonna keep the same order. I'm going down into my iso. Andrea's gonna do split squats. A split squat is different than a lunge because with a lunge you step forward and back into place, or you step and come back to where you started. With a split squat you stay in place. Your stance doesn't change while you go up and down. One more. I'm going right into it. I'm not waiting any longer. That's tough. That is a tough isometric exercise. As always, you want to focus on a good range of motion. That back knee down as close to the ground as possible. I like to just barely graze the ground, kissing the dock with my kneecap hairs. All right, now we did an abduction lunge on one side, an adduction lunge on the other leg. So then we need to go back and do the reciprocating challenge for each leg. So I would need to go back and do adduction for the right leg, and this is my left, adduction for the left leg, and abduction for the right leg, the opposite of what we just did. For the video's sake, we're going to go ahead and move on to our final exercise, back to upper body for upper body vertical pressing. Ooh, that wore me out. All right. Finishing up with a chest press. Come on over here. All right. So with the chest press, I'm gonna go and get Andrea inside of her band. Band's going across like a barbell, like you're bench pressing. Spin you around this way. I'm gonna loop my band through hers. And I'm going to hold isometric, whoops, did this wrong. We need these to be full length, just like we did on those lunge variations there, those split squats. Scoot that way a little bit for me. All right, cool. So we're both inside of our bands. I'm gonna start by holding an isometric chest press, and Andrea's gonna bust out reps, pretending like she's using a barbell.
Can I stagger my feet?
Yeah, stagger your feet. Staggering your feet helps keep a solid foundation. And I'm holding my elbows at about 90 degrees. Like a half push-up position. Andrea is doing as full range of motion as possible to the chest, then extending and locking out the arms if possible. And from this isometric chest press here, I feel the triceps, the chest, and the shoulders constantly loaded. Now when you switch your rolls, let's get two more, also switch your stance. All right, switch your stance. Now I'm gonna do my set. And part of the fun and challenge here is whoever's doing the isometric phase, their challenge is to stay put and don't move. Doing the statue challenge, because when I extend my arms and add more resistance for Andrea, it increases the challenge for her, even though she's not moving. It takes isometric training to a whole nother level, in my opinion. Maybe in Andrea's opinion too right now. I'm gonna get three more.
Sure.
All right. So we did not complete both legs completely on the split squats. We're gonna go back and do that now. And you could do this 1, 2, or 3 rounds. I wouldn't do more than 3 rounds. That's a lot of volume. So give it a go. Maybe you do 1 round with your partner on the first time or the first week. Add another round the second week, 10 to 20 reps. And it does take a bit of trial and error because You're learning how to utilize different resistances. You've got two different people, maybe you got a boy and a girl, or two guys or two girls. You're always gonna have different strength levels, different sizes of individuals, different bands that you're working with. So let's have some patience with it, but that's part of the fun, is learning how to implement something for yourself. And we're gonna get started on round 2, actually finishing round 1 of those split squats. But give it a go, have fun. Thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome.
She's so strong. Thank you, Gus, site manager. Adios, amigos.